So today, I needed to break away from the Gem State stories that we filmed up in Idaho. And I wanted to talk about a case that happened here just a few days before I left to start filming that series. And the case that really kind of struck home, and that's of 43-year-old Nicholas Hamilton, a 20-year Air Force pilot who had retired and was working as a civilian pilot as an opposition force pilot, who on the 25th of May was flying a French fighter, an F1 Mirage. Shortly after takeoff, he had problems with the craft, and he turned around to head back to Nellis Air Force Base, but he didn't make it. Now, after retiring from the Air Force, after 20 years of honorable service, he took a job as a civilian contractor to fly planes for the Air Force. And he took that job with a company called Draken, which is a company based out of Florida. And his job was to fly fighter jets for this company to train Air Force pilots in real-world combat. He was what they call an Op-4, an opposing force. And they would go out and they would train incoming and current Air Force pilots on real-life dogfight situations that they may face in real-world combat. And on May 25th, he boarded a French-built fighter known as the F1 Mirage, and he flew out of Nellis Air Force Base, not knowing that he had only minutes to live. Now, right now, it's in the preliminary states, but surveillance footage from a local business caught the actual crash. from what it appears, is the plane is coming down faster than he can handle. And it appears that he banks as he continues to head towards Martin Luther King Elementary, where 300 kids were in the middle of a school day. And it appears that when he banks, he realizes he's not turning fast enough to get out of the way of the school. So instead of ejecting and saving his own life and killing hundreds of kids in the school, Hamilton remained inside the cockpit. And if you look at the footage, you can see him use his afterburners, and he blasts to steer away from the school, and was able to land it in the one unoccupied piece of land where there was no house. And there it is, guys. That's where his plane dropped, and unfortunately where he lost his life. You can see the memorial for him right there. Very, very sad situation. You can see the scorch marks on that Vaughn's trailer right there. Very, very sad situation. This man, as far as I'm concerned, at this point is a hero, because the school, Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary, sits just right back there. You can see the gate. And he flew specifically into this area because he saw that it was a non-residential area. Well, it's a residential area, but not this plot of land. He did this specifically to avoid taking out the school or hitting any of these other buildings where civilian casualties could be. It's really sad. He left behind a wife, 2 teenage kids, one of which was autistic. That's a true hero. He gave his own life to save 300 kids. It's sad. Me being a veteran myself, serving in the Army, that's hard. Even though I didn't know this guy, it's extremely hard to deal with. Thank you for taking your time out to come and watch this video. Next week, I'm going to start uploading the Gem State stories again. And I'm really, really, really excited about the cases that are coming up. And we have a lot more surprises when it comes to these videos. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. Thank you everybody who's watched the serial killer video about Paul Ezra Rhodes. It's the first video that not only broke 100 views, but has broke over 1,000 views.